Welcome back to another Short and Sweet, where the reviews are short.
And it's really sweet that they shared it with us.
It's really sweet that we have this new bottle of Copper and King's bourbon.
Yep. 111 proof. And it is a blend of 5, 10, and 15 year Kentucky bourbons, then Sonic aged, which
means aged by Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sure, of course, yeah. Sonic aged in Copper and King's apple brandy barrels for an additional 12 months. The MSRP on this is $65, which
bucks.
I feel like for something that has stuff that's as old as 15 years, again, we don't know the percentage, we assume it's lower, but that is then also finished when we know finished bottles often get that added cost because of, we call it a finishing tax. It's got that extra barrel, that extra time, which is extra cost.
Yeah.
$65 for...
In 2023 for a new product.
I mean, yes, again, we assume the majority
good.
of this is 5 year, but with some 10 and 15 blended in there.
Oh, you can smell that finish.
You definitely can.
I mean, it smells bourbon forward.
I was just about to say that. It's like a bourbon forward caramel apple or a candied apple.
But you wouldn't mistake it as being non-finished, I don't think.
You can tell that the finish is there, but it still maintains its bourbon identity.
Yeah. Yeah, I sort of get like caramel, buttered popcorn type of...
Interesting. I think I'm picking up more on like caramel apple peel, and some...
That too.
Baking spices.
Okay. To your health.
Oh, the finish definitely comes through on the palate.
But yet still bourbon forward.
Still bourbon forward, but you get that apple brandy. It almost adds like a richness, an added layer to the mouthfeel too, I think.
Yeah. I'm still kind of letting that mouthfeel settle in. Also, the finish here. 111 proof is coming through.
It does come
in
through.
that first sip of the day.
Nice little
right down
warm.
into the chest feels. Yes, yes. The second sip's here already going in, but a pretty good length of finish.
Today, it's quite cool outside where we are, and so something like this that has that kind of apple spice, that warmth, feels very fitting for the fall months, which we are in right now. I don't know when you're watching this video, but...
Yeah, definitely spice coming through. It's like sort of a clove, cinnamon spice, and then a lot of sort of like mulled fruit, stone fruit, kind of fig.
Like a simmer pot or something.
Simmer pot, sure. Very fall, winter, warm.
Could definitely lend itself well to holiday.
Yeah, for sure. Before we go any further, we want to hit pause and tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get, the new sweatshirt that you're wearing,
The most
Sarah.
coziest sweatshirt of all time. That's why I've been wearing it every episode.
Yes, the shirt I'm wearing, hat, our Glencairns, of course, all of our glassware, which includes our Copitas and Rocks glasses. Challenge coins, a new batch of Bottle Cut Candles, event tickets, which you can now watch by clicking this video right up here and get a short explainer on that for our Big Bourbon Night and our E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof tasting through. And that is all available at whiskyambitions.com.
And you can become a patron at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. And that is where you can get barrel picks, the opportunity to go on barrel picks, discounts on that merch depending on your tier, after the episode exclusives, and more.
Let it settle in. We've already said it's got, a nice
I go back.
medium long finish. Good Kentucky hug here.
I also think that this would make a really nice pairing pour. If you're gonna do a dinner pairing or anything with this, I think because it has so much apple on it, this would go really nicely with some pork.
Oh.
I don't know, I think it would, or like a nice light appetizer or something like that.
Pork chops and applesauce.
It kind of gives me that vibe though, if you were gonna go for that, or like something with rosemary in it. I think like the apple and rosemary would be really nice. I don't know.
I like how, you go third sip, you start picking up on the more ancillary things. Like obviously the stuff we talked about first is what jumps to the forefront first, but on this third sip, I sort of got a citrus vibe, which is sort of like a orange or a tangerine type of...
Yeah, a citrus fruit.
A little zest, yeah.
Yeah. $65 a bottle is on the more expensive side of what we would consider putting in an old fashioned, but I've seen people make old fashions with barrel seagrass, which is $100 a bottle or $90 a bottle. So I actually think that the brandy notes in this and the apple, this would make a really nice fall old fashioned too if you made your own like syrup. Could go with a tea-infused syrup or something like that. I might be experimenting with that, but I think it's interesting, Chad, that again, for $65, we haven't seen a bourbon finished in Copper and King's, I don't think, since the Bardstown. The original Bardstown collaboration bottles, those two.
And those are long gone.
Long gone.
Yeah.
Last I heard, people at Bardstown were like, "Hey, you got any of those?
we want them for the
Can we
bar.
get those back?"
Yeah. we want those back now.
But yeah, so it's kind of cool that we're kind of full circle there with that.
Small batch, Sonic aged, Non-chill filtered. I'm just reading things off the bottle
I'll have to
now.
read more about what Sonic aged means. This is a short and sweet. It's not a educational video.
I feel like it's, obviously like what Blackened does. It's probably just not Metallica that they blast at the barrels,
But what do they blast at?
there is some sonic waves or the Hedgehogs. Still haven't
It's
confirmed
very
that
fall
yet.
vibes. They just blasted Gilmore Girls at this.
All that fast talking.
Yeah.
Woo!
That'll
Agitate you. Agitates me. Anyway, that's where we better leave it. If you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so by clicking right up here. There's suggestions of other videos down here. That was videos. And we'll see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you, Copper and Kings. Until next time, drink more bourbon.